What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning on into another video. Let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it. You saw the title, you saw the thumbnail. In this one, we are unveiling my new driver for 2023. Let's kick things off by saying I, as a day job, am a long driver. What does that mean? It means I have like 6 different drivers that I can use and flip-flop between on any given day. Right now I have like 2 broken heads and one I don't hit all that well, so the reality is I flip-flop between a consistent 3. When I'm on a grid in competition or when I'm doing my charity events and need to hit a certain shot shape based on wind conditions or grid or ground conditions, all sorts of different variables come into play. So I need a low launch, low spinning driver head and shaft combination. I need a mid launch and low spin combination, and I need a high launch, high spin combination. Those will be like high spin, high launches for downwind. You just want to fly it high, let the wind ride it out. And then kind of a neutral one for no wind or minimal into wind. And then there's like a howling 15 mile an hour or more headwind, and you want to pierce it with a penetrating low ball flight to get as much rollout as you can and keep the ball in the air for the least amount of time as you can. So that's a quick rundown on why I have so many different drivers already. So this one I'm about to show you isn't necessarily a replacement for anything. It's more so an addition to the fleet. My 2023 newest addition to the driver family is the PXG 0311. Yeah, believe it or not, I was a little surprised myself by going with it, but after a ton of research, I read some reviews, and I will give you the reasons after we take a quick look at this driver. Bottom of the driver, that's probably the best looking bottom of a driver I've seen in a very long time. I love how it looks. The top, I'm not like a huge fan of, like I'm impartial. It looks good. A big factor as to why people might go the PXG route is price. I'm gonna lay out the price here for, let's say, a new Callaway Paradigm or a TaylorMade Stealth 2, as well as the PXG. I believe, or at the time that I was looking at them anyway, the PXG was about half the price. Would someone realistically get double the value by spending double as much? Definitely not. But there's going to be some law of diminishing return there, so we have to look at not just price, but value for money. Another huge and probably the biggest factor as to why I went with this is at the bottom there at the hosel, you can see it is a 7.5 degree head. So for yet another year in a row, Callaway has not catered to a low lofted left-handed head option. I noticed that the Paradigm this year has an 8 degree head and it's only available in right-handed. If they brought out that 8 degree in left-handed, I would have absolutely bought it, put it in one of my many shafts with Callaway tips, turned it down 2 degrees, and had a 6 degree driver. Bob's your uncle. Well, they wouldn't do that, so I would have been forced to get yet another 9 degree Callaway head, and for me, after 3 or 4 9 degree Callaway heads, I just wanted to try something new. So this 7.5 degree PXG driver head can be turned down 1.5 degrees, so I will net out at a 6 degree head. The shaft that is in this is the Mitsubishi Tensei 65, it's the AV series, it's the extra stiff. So this is a really good shaft option for me. It's a 48 inch, and this is actually one of the stock shaft options. And it was included at 48 inches at no extra cost. So for me to have a mid-launch, low spinning shaft with this combination of head, that fills a perfect gap that I don't currently have. So I haven't hit this driver once yet, but the real test of this thing is going to be when it comes down to smash factor and ball speed. We want to see where the sweet spot is, how forgiving it is, and ultimately how much ball speed we can generate. We've already seen how great the Callaway Paradigm and the Cobra Aerojet have been in terms of ball speed generation compared to their predecessor. But what I want to know is how does the PXG 0311 stack up against the big hitters in the driver group? So that'll have to wait for another video when we can get the flight scope out, get on the simulator, and test what kind of ball speed we can get with this club. I'll be able to compare it to the ball speed that I knew I was getting with my Callaway Rogue ST Triple Diamond before I obliterated it. Stay tuned for another video, probably in a week or two, where we get this on the flight scope and show you the numbers. leave me a comment. Do you have the PXG 0311? Have you tried it out? How do you think it's going to compare to the big name clubs out there? Until next time, have a good one.